Hi, everyone. We're here to talk about Dark Age today. Another book in the Red Rising sequence by Pierce Brown. I haven't read this yet, but Zach has. I'm going to read these in 2024. I'm interested to see what he thought of this book and why it's good or not. Any initial thoughts, Zach?
Honestly, there's some gruesome things that happen, but I kind of loved it.
Gruesome. I could deal with gruesome. All right. We're Fantasy for the Ages, the show where a father and son get together and talk about fantasy, science fiction, and other nerdy stuff we enjoy. Today, we're leaning into science fiction with Dark Age, again, part of the Red Rising sequence. Is this book five?
Technically, it's book five.
After the initial trilogy, it's the second
Second
additional
in the
book.
next. Yeah.
Yeah, okay. And, Dark Age, give us a general gist of what the book is about without ruining the plot.
The last book left us in a place of continued conflict, and we are seeing some of that through trying to save some militant factions how they might be, while also seeing the political inner workings of the opposition and trying to maintain the possible new future while devious machinations have been really messing with some things. And then there's some new things that really are just the comeuppance of a decade that has been trying to work towards something better, but making mistakes along the way.
There's a lot of love for Red Rising, this whole series here. Is this book worthy of that love? Is it right in there, solid?
Yes, Dark Age is one of my tops of the series just because I really do think the series kind of keeps building and getting better.
Oh,
Um,
nice.
it does continue with the trend that Iron Gold did instead of the original trilogy, which was pretty much all from one character's point of view. We've got a few different characters, a
Okay.
few different storylines in different places.
Is this
We
following a lot of the same characters as
as Iron Gold,
uh, Iron Gold? Or is it
yes.
introduce new point of view characters?
It's mostly the same. There is, if I remember correctly, this was the book where we finally get POV chapters from a character that we've known since the first book and has been important since the first book, but we've never actually got to have their POV chapters.
Okay.
And I loved finally getting it.
Now, you said there's a gruesome element to this story. Tell me more.
Yeah. Well, look, there's warfare, and I don't think it's too spoilery to say there's conflict on Mercury, which has some very hazardous places
I'm like, how can you be on Mercury? It's
just by,
freaking hot and ice cold at the same time.
well, they've been on Venus before, and that's hotter. So,
Oh, okay. Science fiction.
but also there's terraforming and things that messes with things. But there is a very hot and wastelandy area, and it's very interesting. We see amazing character development of a certain villainous character that just makes me sadder with every moment because you see how good this person could be, but they choose a specific direction that just hurts to watch.
Hmm. Okay.
And it feels like that's going to continue as you're going through this book. It's like they could be so good, but they're going to be so bad instead.
So as you
Ow.
talk that way, I'm sensing Pierce Brown does characters really well.
Yes, there is amazing character work and development.
Okay.
Um,
You're feeling them and you're going, no, don't do that. Why would you be like that? You're getting caught up in their actions, their choices, the decisions, and the impacts.
Notably, the probably most gruesome thing in this book to me is something that I think a number of people, when they read this, found it to be a little unnecessary in the book, especially how it was done.
Ooh,
Um,
gratuitous violence.
but it's very much, I think, intended to be an emotional gut punch and hit a place
Ah.
that is going to resonate with pretty much everyone as horrible. This is really awful. And doesn't feel out of place to me because I remember the first book when I started reading the series, I was like, this is an emotionally brutal series.
Okay, I'm excited. I'm excited to get to this. This is on my TBR now as the first major series I move into once I've finished the core novels of Malazan. So not all of Malazan, just the core. And I'm on book 6 of
So you'll
10
get there
right
by
now.
like May, June.
Maybe, maybe March. I mean, I'm moving through this one pretty good. I'm about 25% in already in just a few days. And it's over 1,200 pages. This is a honking huge Malazan book I'm reading. So I'll get here. It won't be too long.
The other thing to really note and mention is that there is development in this book of a group of people that have been present but haven't always gotten to shine. And man, you're excited for them a little bit, but also disappointed in them. And then it just gets not good real fast.
Was that a surprise?
It's hard because there are various things that feel cleverly done and could be surprising, but none of it feels out of nowhere.
Okay.
Everything is built to from before, and most of it I got to see coming. Like as the scene's coming, I'm like, oh no, this is gonna happen. This is book 2 all over again. Oh no. But I
Okay.
loved having that reaction.
And this just sucked you in to eagerly await the next book.
I was very glad that I read this series when I did, because most people had to wait 4 years after this one for the next one.
And you had to wait a month?
I waited a day.
A day.
And then I moved on to the next one because I wanted to read it.
So it was already out at that point when you got to it.
When I started this series, Lightbringer had already come out.
Okay. And I'm enjoying that they're all just waiting there for me. Absolutely. Any last thought or last word as we wrap on this one today?
Clearly, like I said, I was very excited to go into the next one, and I am sorry for anyone who had to wait.
Okay. Got it. Man, it must leave it in a really brutal spot. I feel that. Okay, thanks for watching, everybody. Again, if you enjoyed this, don't forget to like and subscribe. We super appreciate that. And any comments you leave, we'll be sure to say something back to you. Thanks for watching. We'll talk to you next time.